Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my esteemed colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. In this game, we'll see the Charlotte Hornets going up against the Pacers in Indianapolis. Taking a look at the Pacers, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And tip-off approaching, but in the meantime, let's discuss post play. Shaq, you are a dominant post scorer. Duh. Who do you think are the top post scorers in the NBA right now?
Well, one, DeMarcus Cousins, 25-13, can go inside and go outside. He's a little frantic at times, but he's up there. Zach Randolph, he's got great feet work, nice soft touch. Big Al Jefferson, a.k.a. Baby Fundamentals. He does everything with his right hand, so he's so good. That's all he needs. And Brook Lopez, nice size, nice touch, and nice feet work, too. I know you say feet work is not a word, but you can't do nothing with footwork. You need both feet. So, Dr. O'Neal, name it, feet work, put it in the dictionary, shut it up.
Okay. Well, you know what? The guy who reminds me of Shaq a little bit, Nikola
Pekovic.
Yes.
Stop it.
He does, man. He's got some
of your mind.
He overpowers guys.
Stop it.
I mean, it's like a little version
Cut it
of
out.
Okay, all right.
Send it to Kevin for a body slam this guy.
I was reaching,
Jeez.
man. I had the Kevin Durant alarms on that. I was reaching.
All right.
Tim Duncan's got to be in that conversation.
Oh, Dwight Howard, Blake Griffin, good guys. No, that overpower people. We're talking about.
My bad. I apologize.
Just overpowering.
No, but I already said the top centers in the league.
I'm just saying about overpowering.
Answer the question, man.
Okay, my bad.
Time to go down to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call. Kev?
Nikola.
The Hornets are looking to defeat their Eastern Conference rival going into this game. The Pacer fans are making noise here in downtown Indianapolis, Indiana. The NBA on 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us this Sunday afternoon. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Tip-off goes to Charlotte. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And Charlotte, looking at who they've got. Kidd, Gilchrist, and Williams are at the forward spots. Batum is out there with Kemba Walker. And it's Jefferson in at the center position. And the shot is good.
And they get the first bucket.
And they'll hope that sets the tone at the offensive end going forward. It doesn't always work out that way, but better to start fast than not.
George. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. On defense, the Pacers.
And Paul George played the first few years of his career in the NBA with 24 on his back. And as you can see, he now goes with 13 after making the switch prior to last year.
Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Steve Clifford.
A key concern for his side is how to keep Monte Ellis from running amok on their defense. He said there are very few players in the league who can take a sliver or a seam in a defense and turn it into 2 points as efficiently as Monte Ellis does. He said one step and he's at the rim. We have to move our feet as a unit or he'll get to the rim all game long. Guys?
All right, Doris. Here's George following the score by Charlotte. That's good.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
Hornets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Walker against Hill. And it's Walker penetrating. Hill pulls it in.
A little ambitious on that possession, trying to hit a shot in the face of that defensive pressure.
And that one's good.
That's exactly how they wanted to run that possession, guys. Beautiful.
On defense, the Pacers. Outside, Walker. He feeds it to Williams. Launches a 3. Walker missing again.
He's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And they take the lead. Hill's got 5.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Now here's Walker. He kicks to Batum. Unloads. They can't stop the run with that one.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
Here's Walker. Paul George making his last shot. And it's Walker penetrating. He makes that one drop only a second in 5 tries.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop. And one bright note for the Pacers last season was the play of their bench. Adding Rodney Stuckey was a huge boost for them.
And here are the Hornets now, following the score by Indiana. Releases from 15, misses off the right iron.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Hill, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Nicholas Batum. And Stuckey led the charge for the Pacers bench, Greg, as you were talking about. But all around the reserves, Clark, were fantastic on the Pacers.
Yeah, 3rd in the league at almost 41 points per game off the bench. 1st in the NBA in bench rebounding. And top 10 in field goal percentage as a bench.
And he makes the first.
And guys, no doubt George Hill had it rough last season. He missed the first 28 games with that left knee injury, came back for 5, then missed another 11 games before his season got going. But you know what? He had one of his most productive years from that point on.
And Indiana making a change here. Mahimi's checked in. And getting back to George Hill, what a second half of the season he had. He tore up several key categories, Clark.
Yeah, he was bogged down by injuries early in the season. Came back to average career highs in points, rebounds, and assists, partly because he was finally treated and looked to as a go-to guy, and he thrived in that role.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Mahimi kicks to Hill. Ellis wide open. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Ellis has got himself on the board with 3 there.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Boy, Jefferson got really physical on that screen to help set the shot up.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. And some changes here for the Pacers. Hill, he's checked in for Allen. C.J. Miles comes in for George. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for George Hill. Charlotte also making some changes. Kaminsky, he's checked in for Jefferson. Zeller comes in for Williams. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Walker. Now here's Lin. Feeds it to Kid Gilchrist. Trying to find Batum. He's got it now. And a wide open look for Lin. Not enough on that one as it misses.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
And that one's good, Ellis.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Lin kicks to Batum. It's Kid Gilchrist on the wing. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Hill shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Yeah, the great field goal percentage to start, exactly what they were hoping for.
Kaminsky misses.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
He gives them a double-digit lead. And it's 7 points for Ellis.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Assist goes to Jeremy.
There's 39 seconds left here in the first quarter. Kicks to Miles. Indiana moving the ball around. Stuckey for 3. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Got a good look, though. I thought that was going to go down.
Yeah, the D, though, just enough to bother the rhythm on that one, Clark.
Zeller, a screen on Ellis. Lin's shot is off.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
And with that speed, once he took off, the D just had no chance of getting back.
Well, I think they did the right thing. I mean, just give up the 2 points and move forward. Hey, discretion is the better part of valor sometimes. Write that one down, game players. Discretion is the better part of valor.
And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear-cut on the instant replay. I mean, the ball was out of his hands in time. I think they'll confirm this one pretty quickly.
Well, I can't see how they'd come to any other conclusion. I mean, we have a good look at it on the replay. The clock's still ticking when it left his fingertips.
And they've overturned the call. The replay was conclusive, and that one's going to count.
And Kevin, an example of why it's good to have replay. I don't know what kind of impact it'll have on the final result, but you always want them to get every call right.
Talk to Monte Ellis. He says he feeds off his doubters. He loves to hear someone say what he can't do.
I think I had that all my life. I always had to prove somebody wrong, and, you know, still to this day. That's just the competitiveness that I believe my oldest brother built into me when I was little.
And Monte Ellis is still trying to prove people wrong now in Dallas after their quick exit from the playoffs a season ago. Clark, it's been a decade in the league now for this very talented guard.
And, you know, that kind of relentless determination is really something Monte is known for, and one of the reasons he has been around for 10 years in the NBA as a consistently good player and lethal scorer.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp, not much stagnation at all on offense.
They've got Turner, Rodney Stuckey out there with Solomon Hill. Then there's Allen. And it's George in at the 3. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers. Last season, the Charlotte Hornets had a dreadful offense. Worst effective field goal percentage, Clark, in the league. Effective field goal percentage being your field goal percentage with the value of the shot factored in. Again, more analytics for us to look at.
Yeah, and this is a way to break down that analytic in an abbreviated fashion. Field goal percentage is a pretty good indicator of how good your offense is.
Back to Stuckey. Stuckey with another miss. Hornets trail by 12. Lin the pass to Lamb. This one for 3, and it's Jeremy Lin with the 3. Lin's got 5.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Allen, that's good.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hornets. Well, the Pacers, despite all their injuries from last season, were right in the playoff hunt until the very end. Had a chance, in fact, GA, on the last day to sneak in, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, they needed a Brooklyn loss to go along with them winning that last game. Ultimately, though, it wasn't in the cards for them, and they ended a game out of the postseason.
And, you know, the Pacers had made the playoffs in each of the last 4 seasons prior to last year's miss. Hard for a team that was coming off of back-to-back conference finals appearances to stomach that. But with the injuries, they'll be better and back in the playoffs next year, I'm sure.
George Hill's checked in for Rodney Stuckey. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter.
And really, it's going to be more of a reload than a rebuild situation for the Pacers. You would have to imagine their goal isn't just to get back to the playoffs, but to get back to being a conference final participant.
It's stolen by Jefferson. Outside, Lynn. There's a screen. Shot off the screen. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Lynn's got 8 here in the quarter.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
The three from Hill. No good. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Lamb with the ball. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Pacers leading by 6. For the finish. And Hill throws it down.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
Hill against Walker. Screen by Jefferson. And a wide open look for Walker. Here's Hawes. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Hawes got his first bucket in this one.
They have got to put a body on him, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
And guys, Spencer Hawes signed a 4-year, $23 million contract with the Clippers prior to last season. Not sure the Clippers felt like they got their money's worth. He did improve a little bit in the playoffs. There still may be some hope for him in L.A.
Well, I'd have to agree with you, Kevin. I mean, he had some moments, but on the season shot a career low from the foul line as well as in several other areas.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Indiana. The Pacers have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. And George, here we go. Soft touch off the glass. George has got 8 points.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Pass to Lynn. Right wing. From deep. Walker. They get it back.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter. Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Hornets trail by 10. Lynn dishes to Walker. Looking to end his cold spell. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And guys, there's no doubt Walker has a lot of the tools needed to be a great point guard. But his shooting percentage is really what has kept him from making the league. Just not as consistent as he needs to be. And a lot of it has to do with shot selection. That also has to improve.
Just thinking again about Kemba Walker's field goal percentage, Greg. You were talking about shot under 40%, Clark, from the floor last year.
Yeah, and I think so much of shooting percentage is a function of shot selection. That's 3 out of the last 4 seasons now under 40% for Kemba. In order to be an elite point guard, that number's got to go up.
Kemba Walker hits them both.
And watching Kemba Walker play, so explosive. An undersized floor general, nasty crossover. Really a scorer's mentality, maybe too much of a scorer's mentality to ever be a great assist man.
Back to Williams. And it's Ellis with the rebound. Greg, talking about Walker, you have to love the way he competes, his willingness, Clark, to put the team on his shoulders and carry him.
Love that competitive spirit of his. They're actually figuring out how to use him best, but he's such a dynamic offensive player. You've got to give him room to be creative at that end.
Batum inside the three-point line, and the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Batum's got 6. 1:30 left in the first half. Hill kicks to Ellis. To the left wing, 18 feet out. The shot by Mahimi, no good.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number one of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Ellis goes in. Here's Miles. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
Here's Kid Gilchrist. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. And now just a 2-point Indiana lead. Ellis outside. Indiana moving the ball around. Here's Hill. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got his 5th assist in this one.
And a big height advantage right there.
You know, it's tough to bring a big man that far away from the goal, but that might be a mismatch they're willing to live with.
The Pacers have gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter, up over 50%. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And that was not a soft foul he had to get through, Greg. I mean, he had to really power that one up and in.
Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Indiana. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Kaminsky is checked in for Williams. The Pacers shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
Mahimi no good on the free throw. Hornets trail by 4. And here's Batum. He has 6. Back to Walker. The shot. Misses the jumper.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Pacers out in front. They're up by 4. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, thank you. Here with Frank Vogel. And, Coach, you've got to be pleased with that first half. The ball was moving. Your guys were sharing. Things were going well for you. What about it pleased you?
Yeah, the game is simple when you make the extra pass, when you play the right way. We start out playing this way. We got to continue it for 4 quarters.
Thank you, Frank. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you for the great interview, Doris. We'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. So it's Indiana who's out on top at the half. They are leading by 4. Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, they're paying attention to the boards, and that's a good thing. When you're trying to get ahead and stay ahead, it often comes down to a few key possessions. Any extra rebounds you can get is a big difference. I like their intensity out there.
And Big Fella, your thoughts on the Hornets?
Their defense is getting flat out embarrassed. Embarrassed, however you say it, Ernie. I realized they had to deal with a team who was red hot most of the first half, but that's an excuse. You know what? They got to be aggressive. They got to step on that D. They got to prevent that. They need more effort, Ernie.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the 3rd quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Here we go now, the start of the 3rd quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Jeremy Lin really making a difference here.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
Here's Ellis.
And Charlotte had a lot of momentum going into last season off that playoff appearance, but they just stumbled out of the gates last season and spent the whole year playing catch-up.
On the court for Charlotte, Williams down low with Jefferson. Batum is out there with Kemba Walker, and it's Kid Gilchrist in at the 3 slot. Kid Gilchrist sets the pick for Walker. Back to Williams. It's Jefferson high post. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. And for the Hornets, they seemed to get back on track last January, but they faded Clark quickly after that and were too far behind to make up room and get in the playoffs.
And, you know, they had a rash of injuries, Kevin, and that really did them in. All in all, it was a season that just didn't have any traction for them because of the injuries.
Offensive rebound. Pacers leading by 4. The drive by Hill, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on LaVoy Allen. That is his first foul of the game.
George Hill. The assist by Paul George.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the 3rd. Here's Walker. He's got 8. Left side, Kid Gilchrist. Stolen by Allen. Now the Pacers moving it up. Hill leading the charge. And Ellis the bucket on the assist by Hill. Hill's got his 7th assist in the game.
You know, I thought Charlotte went to their bench as much as most other teams last season. Those guys ate up time for the starters, but weren't nearly efficient scoring the ball as you might want them to be.
And the Hornets call time here. For the Hornets last season, their bench was weak at times. They just couldn't really score that well.
And the Hornets bench was the only bench to shoot under 40% from the floor for the season.
First minute and a half of basketball here in the 3rd quarter. Walker the pass to Jefferson. Here's Kid Gilchrist. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same. And Kid Gilchrist had that very funky jumper coming into the league. And prior to last year, really worked tirelessly. Not an easy thing to do to try to change the entire form and structure of your jump shot.
Hill drives in. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Hill's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
And Walker kicks to Jefferson. Nobody near. Kid Gilchrist hits the target from 18 feet. Kid Gilchrist has got 11 points.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Hill kicks to Turner from 13. The shot is off. Jefferson with some nice D. Hornets trail by 5. Screen by Jefferson to the middle. Here's Kid Gilchrist. The rebound by Turner. The Pacers have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the 3rd. It's stolen by Jefferson. Left side Walker. And his offense just hasn't been there.
Early on, he tried to shoot his way out of this funk. But later in the game now, he might want to just give it up and look for his teammates to do the scoring.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Well, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing anytime they've had the numbers advantage, and then they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here.
Pacers leading by 7. And stolen by Williams. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Hill pulls it in. Hill's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. And Indiana making a change here. Hill's checked in. Charlotte also making some changes. Lamb comes in for Michael Kidd Gilchrist. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Walker. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the 3rd quarter. Lin kicks to Williams. Charlotte moving it around. And it's good. 6 points for Al Jefferson.
And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today. He's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
Pacers didn't have the year they wanted to last season. Still, their defense was right near the top. They kind of hang their hat on that, don't they?
Exactly. I mean, that is what this team's culture is all about, defense. And even in a down year, they were very hard to play against for other teams.
And it's sent back by Hill. Batum dishes to Williams. Second chance shot. Count it, and the Pacer lead has been cut down to just 3 on the basket from Lamb.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback. And the Pacers defense as strong as ever. You mentioned 4th in points allowed in terms of their opponents. How about 3rd also in opponent field goal percentage?
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Mahimi's checked in for Turner. Hill comes in for Allen. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for George. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Hill. The Hornets also changing it up. Kaminsky comes in for Jefferson. And it's Zeller in for Williams. We've got 1:48 left to play in the 3rd. And he gets the bucket.
You know, with the Pacers, a lot of their success on defense comes from protecting the rim and controlling the boards. They were top 5 in the NBA in rebounds per game. They know that hitting the boards is a big part of being a good defensive team.
Shot by Zeller, no good.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Deep 2 from Hill. They get it again.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
1:10 left here in the 3rd quarter. There's the pick. Pick by Zeller. Lin against Stuckey. A shot by Kaminsky. Nobody around. Yes. And a nice assist from Lin.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg. And when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Mahimi's shot is good. Mahimi's got 6.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Outside, Lin. Zeller, a screen on Stuckey. Just 5 on the clock. That's in, and the Pacer lead is cut back down to 4 with the made basket from Zeller.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in this second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Now Miles. Hill passes to Hill. Rebounded by Lamb. Outside, Lin from about 19 feet. And no good trying to get that one. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun game to watch. Pacers lead by 4. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. All right, the 4th quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Hornets trail by 4. Hill and Miles team up in the backcourt. Paul George is out there with Hill, and it's Mahimi in at the 5. So that's the group out there for Indiana. And it's Kid Gilchrist penetrating, and they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Pacers.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Hill kicks to Hill. Shoots from the block. The shot no good. And the Hornets now going the other way. Batum attacking. From deep, Walker. Hill pulls it in.
Not a bad look for him on that shot, but it just doesn't seem to be his night tonight.
13 feet away. That's good for Miles on the assist by Hill. And the Pacers lead by 3.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Batum wide open. He fires. The shot goes down, and it gets this game back to even.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. And Walker kicks to Jefferson to take the lead. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Let's face it, the defense is a step slow. You've got to take away the airspace.
Miles, that's for 2. Miles with another miss. Hornets leading by 3. Outside, Walker. Dishes it to Kid Gilchrist. The Pacers pull it in. Hill's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And then C.J. Miles with the dunk.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Charlotte calls timeout.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top.
It's the
Spacing,
combination
fellas.
of
Spacing.
attributes. I mean, he comes from the school of Popovich, plays under control, always in the right place defensively. The way I describe him is just steady.
An interesting thing about George Hill, he was traded from the Spurs to the Pacers a few years back. Many people were surprised the Spurs would even trade a valuable veteran when they were trying to win a championship. But who did they trade him for? Kawhi Leonard. A pretty good deal.
Well, you know, Hill is really solid. He knocks down open shots, can run the offense or play off the ball equally well. I think he's a terrific combo guard. Gives you a little bit of everything and does it in a professional way. And that's typically what attracts him to other teams.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
Hey guys, I got a chance to hear what Steve Clifford was saying to his team. He's looking for whatever they have left in the tank. He said, I know it's been a hard-fought game, but now's not the time to leave anything in reserve. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I expect you to be going all out, full speed. Guys?
And it's Walker penetrating. Open shot, Batum. Charlotte again missing. Pacers have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. No one near Turner as he lets it go. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. Kid Gilchrist dishes to Walker. Bullseye. Walker's got 5 points now this quarter. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. Ellis right side. Batum with the steal. Uncovered. And Charlotte again with the bucket. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Hornets.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Williams sets a screen for Walker. Offensive rebound, Jefferson. Good work defensively by Turner.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Ellis can't get it to go.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
Kid Gilchrist, no luck. Pacers trail by 3. Right side, George. And the dunk to finish it off. Ah, beauty.
Some hang time on that rim. Puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out. Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up. He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
And here's Walker outside. Williams passes to Kid Gilchrist. And Batum kicks to Walker. Back to Batum. And it's off from three-point range. And they're pushing it up. And Paul George again. Now it's a 3-point Pacer lead.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim. And look, rightfully disappointed with how they played here over the course of this run.
Yeah, you know, they haven't looked good at all here lately. Something has to change for him, and we'll see what he's got coming out of the timeout.
Charlotte calls timeout. They're down by 3. There's 1:40 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Zeller's checked in for Charlotte. There's 1:40 left here in the fourth quarter. Jefferson dishes to Walker. Can they get it? And it comes off the front of the rim.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. I mean, because he can't get anything to fall this high.
It's stolen by Jefferson. Walker against Hill. Count it, and the Pacer lead has been cut down to 1 on the bucket from Walker.
What a shot over the bigger defender. That could prove to be a massive bucket.
Greg does not get much tougher than that. Tough defense, high pressure situation, clutch play. I love it.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. They're up by 1. 1:11 left to play here in the fourth. Here's George. It's good for his 8th consecutive basket in only 8 tries. Wow.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
Charlotte calls timeout. They trail by 3. 1:10 left in the fourth quarter. .110 left to play here in the fourth. And Walker kicks to Jefferson. And he gets it to go. 1:05 left in the game. And it's Ellis penetrating. Money!
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Charlotte has gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Walker the pass to Jefferson. Nails it! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Jefferson really starting to light it up. Big Al making them pay.
Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. I mean, now's the time to use the clock to your advantage. Take your time. Milk the clock a little bit.
One shot. That's his first personal foul.
That's good from Turner.
That and one free throw ups it to a 2-possession game. Costly foul on the shot that time.
Here's Jefferson. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
We watched Jefferson play great basketball. 10 points, and the steals are starting to pile up for him also.
And Clark, he's really gotten into their heads because of it. I mean, guys are on the lookout for him, always worrying about where he is.
Good on the first, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. Both free throws good from Al Jefferson.
Big time trip to the line there, bringing this down to a 1-possession game.
It's George on the wing. He's covered by Kid Gilchrist. The 3 from Hill. The Hornets pull it in.
And that's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case, you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you.
And George.
And if you thought this game was over already, you're probably right.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's staring us right in the face, and we've been around long enough to know when a game is over.
They can't guard us on the perimeter.
In that category.
Spread the floor, isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
By 4. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. What do you think, guys?
You know what? It isn't over yet. A quick score and a foul.
And perhaps a few missed free throws, and they're right back in it. So it all has to happen fast, but it could happen. Nine seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jefferson kicks to Zeller.
Outside, Walker. So a close game sees Indiana take this one. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but quite a win nonetheless.
Yeah, and it appeared to me as though the fans gave them the emotional boost they needed down the stretch, Kevin. This crowd was not going to let this one slip away.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Guys, Paul George standing by with me here. And Paul, first, congratulations on the win. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
Continue to, play together. And we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Paul, thank you so much. Guys, over to you.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. So long, everyone.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George. The fourth quarter was all him. It was like he couldn't miss, and it was just one basket after another.
Well, Paul George showing us again tonight why he is one of the premier wing players in the NBA. We know that defensively he's always going to do the job, but he's just as valuable on the other end, scoring off the catch or the dribble.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some games he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.